All right, what's up, everybody? Thanks for clicking this video. Thanks for tuning into my channel. My name is Simon Hill, Black American from Louisiana, coming to you live from Budapest, Hungary, and I'm here with my beautiful wife. Say hi, boo.
Hi everyone, I'm Akdi and I'm from Turkey, and today we are reviewing Alien Romulus.
Yes, and this is a 2024 film, science fiction, horror film, a part of the Alien universe. And we watched it last night, or I watched it last night, right? And Akdi, I think you finished it like only a few hours ago, right?
Yeah, just this noon.
Yeah. And, this wasn't like planned really. It was sort of like we were chilling late last night looking for something to watch. And I was just like, you know what? Why not watch something horror, action? Not that many brain cells need to get used on it. And, I can say I kind of enjoyed it. I'm a fan of the Alien franchise in general, though I haven't seen like the first two movies, which are the core of the franchise, but I grew up watching like Alien versus Predator. I saw Prometheus. I've watched like a few YouTube videos explaining like the origins of the xenomorph and the alien universe. And I can say like watching this, I enjoyed it, right? It's not, an action film that needs a whole lot of your mind to work on. So I enjoyed it. What did you think of it?
Yeah, so this is my first Alien movie, and I'm kind of like, doubting myself. I'm thinking, okay, maybe I should have watched the first one, first, and then watch this. But like, just from as a first time watcher of the Alien franchise, I enjoyed it as well. It wasn't like the best thing ever, but it sort of did what it was supposed to do, like scare me a little bit, and there's sci-fi, which, yeah. And there are like, I don't know, gross scenes and some jump scares. So overall, I was entertained. Like, I wasn't bored watching this movie.
Yeah. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. But I feel like, other people who like the Alien franchise would look at this film and say, it's not exactly, what we wanted, right? It's not fulfilling that same need. You know what I mean? So, yeah, we watched a YouTube review, and I think that's what a lot of the hardcore fans are saying about this movie. But I wanted to give a shout out to my guy, Nelson Moreno. He jumped in. What's up? And also a shout out to my guy, Avery Adams, as well, for being here as well. So, yeah, what up, Nelson?
Hey, what's up?
So, did you have a chance to see this film?
Yeah, I have seen this film. I'm a big fan of the Alien universe.
Okay, yeah. Me too. I think the xenomorph is like one of the scariest things on film. I think it's like top 10, evil villains that we have in cinema. But if you're a big fan, like how do you feel like this film compares to like Alien the original and Aliens the sequel?
I don't think it's as good as the first two Alien movies, but for me, it's much better that I have seen since. I think it's better than I haven't seen Alien 3, but I have seen Alien 4. I didn't finish it. I have seen Prometheus and I've seen Covenant, and I think it's better than those, in my opinion.
Oh, I forgot about Covenant. I think I saw that film. Alien Covenant, right? Yeah, that was another Alien film, right? Covenant?
After Prometheus. They did Prometheus and did Covenant. Do you remember that one?
Yeah. That was the one with the alien like on top of the UFO or the spaceship when it was flying.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was intense. But, this isn't too bad. It's not too bad, I would say. Let's just talk about who's in this film. So this stars a lot of young actors and actresses. We have Kaylee Spaney as Rain. She's an orphaned minor. We have David Johnson as Andy, who's an android. We have Archie Renault as Tyler, who's Kay's brother and Rain's ex-boyfriend. We have Isabel Merced as Kay, Tyler's pregnant sister, and Spike Fern as Bjorn, Tyler and Kay's cousin. We also have this one girl, her name is Aileen Wu, and she plays a character named Navarro, a pilot and Bjorn's adopted sister. And the thing is, all these characters are technically related and they're, bonded by family and stuff like that, but it doesn't feel like that in the film. I don't feel like they did a good job on building those family bonds. But Akdi, what do you think about that?
Yeah, exactly. I did not know, Bjorn was Tyler's cousin and Kay's cousin. So we were talking about it just now, and you were saying like there should be maybe like a love story or love interest, and maybe it could have been Kay and Bjorn. and Bjorn could be the father, whatnot. So, like, I didn't know they were cousins. I didn't understand it. And
Yeah,
if he was the father, that would have been very fucked up.
yeah.
But
But
maybe that goes to show, like, how family relationships are in the future.
maybe. I mean, they seemed close, but I thought it was just a group of like cool kids who hung out together, not a bunch of like siblings like trying to escape slavery.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I thought too.
Yeah. But acting overall from all the actors I thought was all right. What did you think about it, Nelson?
The acting or like the group, if I cared about it.
Either one.
The acting was good. The group, I was rooting for them because they were planning to rob a big company, but I didn't care about them much, except for the main character and her slave robot. Those I
Yeah.
cared about.
Yeah. Is this like the only film that makes slavery seem cute? Because Andy technically is he's a slave to Rain, but we're like, oh, they're so cute together.
He's at least a black servant.
At least a black servant, right? But not. I don't know. Acting, what do you think?
He's not a human, guys. Stop. All androids are sort of slaves to humans.
Okay.
He's a servant.
But I don't know. At the beginning of the film, like there's a group of little white kids who like beat up Andy, and I'm like, is that a hate crime?
I think they're like in too deep to think about hate crimes in that moment, in that century.
Technically, it was a hate crime. They hate him because he's a cyborg, but he's also a black cyborg. So it's like, goddamn, we hate you. Really? I don't know.
Wow. Well, I mean, technically, I feel like if he wanted, he could have like break their necks off.
He could have, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, let's talk about this film. So basically, the movie opens up with like this piece of debris floating in space, and then this spaceship comes up and picks up this what looks like bio-organic material floating in space. They bring it inside and they start to do experiments on it. Then we're brought down to this planet that's ruled by Wayland Yutani, and we're introduced to our two main characters, which are Rain, a girl who's the daughter of a miner, the daughter of miners, but her parents are dead, so now she's orphaned, and she's only left with Andy, an android that her father found and sort of reprogrammed to protect his daughter. And but the android is sort of like kind of slow. He needs an upgrade, so he can only really say like silly dad jokes and walks around kind of crippled and stuff like that. Rain is behind on the debt she owes to the company, but she feels like she has enough money to leave the planet and go to this other place called Yavanga. And she's going to take Andy with her. And on that planet, they have sun and sea and all that sort of stuff. The planet that they're on right now is all dreary and wet, and it's kind of depressing. But when Rain goes to like try to cash in her money to buy a plane ticket to Yavanga, the lady says, "Oops, sorry, you now have to work for 7 more years in the mines." And that's what happens. So, Akdi, any comments on those opening scenes?
I mean, I have to say, like, the overall plot of this movie is very classic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and the beginning is like that as well, because, yeah, we sort of see, like, how this all began.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that hard to guess, this rock thing that goes into the spaceship is probably where the alien came from, or is gonna come from. So I immediately, like, got that part. And then when we look at like the city that they're living and how the future looks, it's definitely very, very depressing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I guess we were talking like how the future sucks, and like maybe we should not live until that time, because like days with no sun in the future, and that's how it was like where they lived. But it wasn't like anything, out of the ordinary. It started like sort of classic.
Yeah, like when the billionaires try to sell the people on like, hey, we should colonize Mars. Hey, we should send humans out to Pluto to like mine for gold. Like this is probably what it would end up like just regular people having the shittiest lives on like this hell world,
Yeah, and I hate the fact that like it's year whatever 1,000 and we're still like mining.
I know, right? Like we should be able to like make gold like in a microwave. Like
yeah, or like have machines that actually does the mining. Like why are we as humans doing the mining itself?
Yeah, there's a big plot hole in the alien universe. But Nelson, what did you think about, the opening of the film? Those first, basic plot being put in front of us.
I like the beginning where the music and stuff felt like 2001: A Space Odyssey. It felt very ominous. Did a good job setting the tone. And with the Rain introduction, the girl, I really liked it because it felt like back to the roots. The first two movies where it's about this company was putting about aliens or profit above its own workers. The little guy getting screwed up, and I like that.
Yeah. Yep. I'm such a big sci-fi fan, but I haven't seen some sci-fi classics like, 2001 and the first two Aliens and stuff like that. Does that make me like a bad sci-fi fan, Nelson? Should I really like
Um,
up my game?
2001 is incredibly slow, very, very slow. I don't know if you'd like it. It's
Mm.
not for everyone.
I tried to watch it and I couldn't.
It's actually my favorite movie, but it's not for everyone.
Yeah. Like when you say slow, like there's like no dialogue or there's just long moments of like looking into space.
It's both.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I don't want to trash this film and have like people hate me. So no, I'll leave that one alone.
Wow. Simon, what did you think about like the Andy's character? Because I really liked him. Like he was just very sympathetic, very cute, sort of like a loser-ish,
Yeah.
the character that you would stick up for.
Yeah. I gotta say, like, from my recollection of like the Alien franchise, the androids are always like the coldest ones and they're like this, they're like terrifyingly smart but reserved. Like how Michael Fassbender played the android in a few of the other Alien films, I think in Covenant and in Prometheus. Was Michael Fassbender in Prometheus? Nelson, do you remember? Blonde white guy who
Uh,
played,
he 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 was David. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So David is in both of those Alien movies, right?
There's David, and there's another one which is David is the first one is the most upgraded, the most advanced, and there's a worker version of David in Covenant.
Ah, I see, I see. But anyway, I just like the way, the androids are like, kind of cold and distant, but hella smart. But it was different to see Andy like this played like, as sort of like mentally slow and challenged. And at first I didn't know what they were going to do with his character, but he has the most like developed character in this whole film. So I didn't like him at first, was kind of curious where they were going with it and surprised by the end. What did you think?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Like I said, I liked his character because he reminded me of Rain Man, just like his little silly, but actually like emotionally smart sidekick.
Yeah.
So yeah, and of course in the beginning you don't really know like he's a AI, and then we see the chip and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was sort of cute how he acted.
Yeah. So anyway, so Rain and Andy, they're kind of upset because now they don't have the opportunity to leave the planet. And, Rain is like, damn, I'm going to live like my parents and probably die here. So Rain goes to meet up with, Tyler, Kay, Bjorn, and Navarro, at some house that they live in, next to the mines and stuff. And, they're there and they start telling Rain, hey, we got this plan. We found out about this abandoned ship flying above our planet and they have cryopods in there. Right? So we're going to go steal the cryopods and then fly off to Yvonga and we'll just sleep in the cryopods, for 9 years because it takes about 9 years to travel there. And, Rain at first is like, nope, I don't want to do it. Y'all are crazy. Y'all are going to get us fucked up. But they convinced her to let, Rain come. And, they also need Andy, even though they kind of don't like Andy and make fun of him, but they need him because he speaks, Mother, which is the programming language for the artificial intelligence in the Alien universe. So, Akdi, any comments on that?
I was just thinking like, damn, here I thought flying from Budapest to United States was long.
Yeah.
But like they have to they have to travel for 9 years. And it's a lot. And I also thought like, yeah, the plan is crazy. It's like either you accomplish it or you don't. Like either you die doing it or you don't.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like I like the scene where Rain goes out and then she's like, oh, they're crazy, like don't mind to them, to Andy. And then she sees like a miner walking with a little bird in a cage.
Yeah.
And and then she's like, I can't do this life. I can't keep on living this life here. So, fuck it. I'm going to do it.
Yeah, that bird in the cage scene, it was very brief, but I didn't think you caught it too. But yeah, it was, that's a good metaphor for like what their lives will be like if they stay on the planet. So,
Yeah.
Nelson?
I thought Yavanga sounded like an African dance or something. Yeah.
They heading to Zimbabwe, right? We're trying to
Yeah.
leave. The future sucks so bad, let's go to Africa.
And I thought that like the bird thing. I thought it was like a metaphor, I guess, for Rain and Andy, because Andy's like a slave robot and he's black.
Yeah. So yeah, the way they were talking about Andy, they're making jokes about him not being human and stuff like that. I'm glad that they explained that later, because there's a lot that happens, like how they talk and interact with Andy in this film, that makes me feel like there's a lot more to the human cyborg relations than even they let on in this film. I think in this, on this planet, the cyborgs are sort of like mandating that the humans do the job. Like they're the enforcers. Like if you go down in the mines, you have an android that stands over you with like a whip, and they like tell you to like, pick up that gold or whatever you're doing. You know what I mean? So yeah, maybe that fat woman that made Rain stay on Earth or stay on that planet was an android too. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Akdi, any comments?
Well, from my understanding, it felt like androids were like phones of today. So even if a minor can have it, then it's not really something luxurious. They are used around the community all the time. And, like when his father died, he sort of updated Andy to protect Rain, and then also like uploaded his dad jokes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like, a hard disk or a phone.
Yeah.
Can I ask?
It's like a computer system, I guess, right? Like everybody's got a computer, but you also got a computer at work that you have to do your official job on,
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Can I ask you something, Simon?
Yeah, go ahead.
What did you thought? I don't know if you remember the Prometheus, but which do you think it was better, David or Andy?
Like I said, I just love David, because I think David was a cool villain. Because if I understand right, David is the one who created the xenomorph, right?
No, more or less.
More or less. Like, it's very confusing, like, how the alien universe has, like, transpired. Because I think there was the idea, like, those characters from Prometheus, the engineers made the alien. But then it's also, like, David made the alien, too. You know what I mean? Do you know how it's explained?
Covenant ruined a lot of stuff, but the original ones were the Prometheus, and then David, I guess, perfected it or something.
Yeah. I like the idea that David created the alien or the xenomorph better, because actually I don't think you know about it because you said it's your first alien film, but there were two films, Prometheus, where they have these aliens who could have been the creators of the xenomorph, but they went extinct. And then there's another film, Covenant, where David, who's an android, says, "Oh, humans made me to be the perfect machine. I'm going to create the perfect bioorganism," right? Sort of like a fuck you to humans. And I kind of like that idea better.
Wow. I mean, I don't know what to think about that, because I thought the main goal of androids is to sort of advance humans.
Mm-hmm.
So why would he say fuck you humans?
I think,
and then create aliens that kill them.
I think it's one of those traditional stories, where AI, turns bad on humans, like in every scenario,
It was kind of like Frankenstein in the first movie.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember? Sorry. Do you guys remember I, Robot, that movie with Will Smith?
Yeah.
The relationship between Rain and Andy is very similar to the original book from I, Robot, between the girl and the robot.
I never read that. That's a Isaac Asimov book, right?
Yeah.
Did you read it?
Only the first story. It's an anthology of stories.
I see. But I like the relationship between Andy and Rain, I like how it starts and how it develops. you know. But where were we in the story?
They basically take off from their planet
Mm-hmm.
and they go like next to this, ship that they found. And yeah, who goes inside? I think it's Andy, Tyler, and Bjorn go inside, and like it's all this creepy ship that's going on. Yeah, and they find the pods, but the pods don't have enough charge to last them for their, travel. They only have like 3 years, and they need 9 years.
Mm-hmm.
So then they discover like another fuel in the ship, and they try to go to there.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Let me talk about this because I don't think anybody mentioned it, but I like how in this film, like they pay attention to detail in the design because from what I've seen of the first Alien film, this film feels like it fits, stylistically. The outfits, the machinery, the computers and stuff, like how it all lights up and works. You know what I mean? Like there's those. It looks heavily stylized when you look at the scenery. Do you see it too, Acti?
Yeah, it was definitely like very. I thought all the effects were very good,
Mm-hmm.
and like for example, first they enter the ship, it's like zero gravity, right? And like
Yeah.
how they play with that, and how like the ship looks. Yeah, everything like has that scary vibe, but it's also very appropriate for their timeline.
Yeah, but I'm also like talking about like the shoes and the outfits. Like everybody here is wearing like what looks like futuristic old Converse. like like their future version of like those dirty Pumas in your closet that you never wear anymore. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Um,
Like go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, I did notice that it's a retro future.
Yeah.
And have you seen Blade Runner, Simon?
Yeah, I saw the new one, like the latest one.
Oh, so I don't know if you know, but the Blade Runner universe in the Alien universe, they're in the same shared universe.
Really?
Yeah.
Wayland Yutani is the company in the Blade Runner universe too.
No, it's not that company, but it's in that world. It's not the company. That's another company.
Was it made by the same person? Is that how they have the same shared universe?
No, no. You know Ridley Scott?
Yeah.
He directed Blade Runner and he directed the first Alien movie, right?
Okay.
And in the Blade Runner, or maybe in the Blade Runner, there's a bunch of like, if you pay close attention, there's a bunch of alien Easter eggs. And
Mm.
in the Blade Runner 2049, the newest one you saw in the
Mm.
DVD thing, he explains that he confirms or explains they're in the same universe. And
That's cool.
I did notice that like the aesthetics
Yeah.
from this new movie, it's a little similar to the aesthetics in Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah. That's interesting. That's interesting. I'm not that tied to the Blade Runner universe, but since now Alien was bought by Disney, Alien is also in the Marvel universe too. So we can see we can finally see if Spider-Man can survive a xenomorph.
Maybe.
But that's cool facts. Thank you for the trivia. But I really like, the retro future look of this thing. And I also liked when they got in the ship, like the gravity was off and then it came back on. Like I don't know. I thought that was a cool way of like, being in this space. Gravity's off and on, stuff like that. And another thing that I thought was interesting is like, how does nobody else on this planet know that they have a whole giant ship floating above? Which makes me feel like the kids were walking into a trap. Maybe Wayland Yutani knew that somebody is going to try to get up there, get infected by the alien, and then bring it back down to Earth or something or the planet. You know what I mean? So I don't know, because I thought the government or Wayland Yutani would go up there immediately if there's like this floating ship above the planet. You know?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, when they were first talking about the ship, they did say we should go up there before anyone else does. So I think they were aware that other people might, notice this and go up there. But I don't know, maybe like the government is too busy like sucking people's life and soul and health that they don't even care if, a couple of people go away. We don't really care.
Okay. So, yeah, Akdi, any more comments about when they enter the ship or they're trying to explore it?
I just also like the fact that, like, everything, of course, like, because it's the future, everything is electronical, a lot of different technology, but, like, these kids know about all of them.
Yeah.
Like, they know how to fly a ship and, enter the codes, whatever, and they're familiar with non-gravity, gravity, and all sorts of things. And I just
Yeah.
imagine myself, like, going into that situation, not knowing anything. But that was cool that, even though they were, you don't know if they go to school or not.
You think the
But
kids of the future are gonna be like rolling through outer space, like hotboxing in a spaceship, like, cruising and driving through Mars, but drunk as hell,
I mean, technically Bjorn lit up a joint
That's true.
when they were taking off. So, it's very possible.
He had some space weed. He had that outer space kush. It said, bitch, we going to Yavanga, bitch.
Yeah, because of the pressure, like he was able to smoke one joint in like 2 seconds.
Dog, he was high as fuck in that spaceship. Imagine trying to do some shit like that. Trying to steal a spaceship high as fuck.
Yeah, that's insane.
Nelson?
Well, I thought it was weird, like, how they had this big spaceship full of literally invaluable alien life, and Wayland didn't keep track of it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. This is like $1 trillion spaceship just floating in air. But maybe they got that much money. Like they could lose literally $1 trillion and not give a fuck.
Maybe.
Or maybe the kids really noticed it before anyone else.
Maybe.
I don't know. Or maybe it's a plot hole.
Maybe they knew that the movie Prometheus was on that ship, so Wayland Yutani didn't want to touch it. But yeah, anyway, so while Bjorn and Tyler are like on the ship with Andy trying to like make it to the other sides, we also find out that Kay is pregnant, and yeah, Navarro is just piloting the ship waiting for them to come back, right?
Yeah. And also we learned that why Bjorn hates Andy.
Yeah.
Because, like, there was an accident and some android decided to leave 3 humans inside the mine to save a dozen. And Bjorn's mom was one of those people who died. So he's like, meanwhile, when they're trying to like find the fuel, Bjorn is like just threatening to kill Andy, and he's acting like a little bitch.
Yeah. And he also tells Andy, like, you can't come with us to Yavanga. And Andy says, he's disappointed to hear that, but whatever's good for Rain is the best thing, right? Which I thought was a very touching scene. Low-key, I thought a little tear bursted in my eye. You know what I mean? Little tear. Because I was touching when he said that.
Yeah. And it makes me wonder, like, what type of civilization that they're going to,
Yeah, like they say it's outside of the Wayland Yutani sphere. So does that mean like they're going to like the Wild West, or they're going to like another company's area or a government area? I don't know. Nelson, you have any idea on that?
I guess maybe they're going to like a more independent zone, since Andy wasn't allowed there, and Wayland and Andy is like Wayland property.
Yeah. But I don't know if I would want to go to a place outside of like the Wayland control, because this universe has like predators running around, aliens. You know what I mean? Like,
Predators in the same universe as this too, right?
Yeah, predators in the same universe, and so is Venom. Damn, I wonder who would win, Venom versus the Xenomorph.
Well, I don't think the Marvel universe is with this universe, but I guess they could do something like that, right?
Dog, one day we're gonna see a Xenomorph fight a Jedi, fight Thor. Like Disney doesn't give a fuck.
If it makes money.
If it makes money, they will do it. They're about to make Deadpool and Wolverine 7. Like they don't give a fuck. Like,
wait, isn't Disney like Wayland?
That's true. Disney is like Wayland. That is very true. They own everything, right? They got everything.
Wow, so they're exposing themselves?
They are exposing themselves. Low-key, this film could have been like a parody on Disney in the future. Welcome
Andy's like a Disney robot.
Andy is a Disney robot, yes. And
Yes. Low
Slightly
key, that's
different.
like very savage because Disney is like literally looking at us in the eye and saying like, we're trolling you
Exactly.
and we're controlling you and you're watching it and making us make money.
Exactly. But good thing everything flopped this year. Like we watched this movie for free. I don't think any movie made money this year except like kids films like, I don't know, Cars 7, you know,
Yeah.
Despicable Me 9. So, but, yeah, Akdi, pick up on the story. Oh yeah, they're also about to run into this ring because the planet that they're floating on has this asteroid belt around it and they have like 36 hours to get out of there, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they basically find the fuel in this room and they have to use Andy to enter the room and they are successful and they find the fuel, but then the room is weird and yeah, they are like, as they're taking off the fuels, something weird is happening in the back and then the whole room starts to fill with water and aliens come out, the face
Yep.
huggers.
Something like that. They're trapped inside the room, right? And Andy can't let them out because he doesn't have the code, right? And the
Yeah.
face huggers do appear. And so, Navarro and, Rain go onto the ship and they see that there's like a dead android there. And so they take out the chip from that android and put it in Andy. And Andy's rebooting, like he's, having a metamorphosis in his mind. And as he's rebooting, the face huggers pop out of these shells in the wall, and they swim in the water and they start attacking Bjorn and Kay and stuff like that. And remarkably, they're able to survive and fight because they're just there by themselves. But any comments on that?
Yeah, I mean, it was scary. It wasn't like that scary, but it was still scary. And like the face huggers are like the most horrifying things I've seen. I think they're more horrifying than the big one. I don't know its name.
The xenomorph.
Xenomorph. I think they're more terrifying because you cannot like see anything and they just like basically put their dicks on your mouth, in your mouth, and then they face fuck you. And I was like, honestly, like watching this movie and I was alone, so I had no one to explain this to me. And this was the first time I've seen a face hugger.
Oh wow, I
And
missed a very valuable experience. That's like finding
yeah,
out like you didn't know Darth Vader was Luke's father, and like you see that. Wow. Oh wow.
yeah. And like, first of all, why the fuck are they called face huggers? They should be called face fuckers.
They are.
Because they are. And it was like kind of wildly sexual, like how they were attacking, because it's like, they attack Bjorn, right?
Hmm.
And the face hugger is fucking Bjorn in the mouth and Bjorn is trying to scream. And I was like, what type of porn am I watching? Like, what is happening here? So it was very like weird to see the creature, but it was also cool, I would say.
Wow, I wish I was there with you to see that, like you have that experience. They are the most terrifying part of the xenomorph life cycle because the xenomorph goes through like 3 stages, and the first stage when they find the host is definitely the worst, especially if you know what's about to happen, because they have to burst out of your chest to like come alive, and that was rough. So damn, I wish I saw that with you. But
Yeah, and I did not know any of that. It
oh
was
wow.
terrifying, like through and through.
Yeah, definitely. And, like when they, when the face hugger like when the face hugger later jumps on like Navarro's face, and the kids are like, what are they doing to it? And what is it doing to her? And Andy says, by the way it's breathing and gyrating back and forth, I think it's having a good time. But Nelson, any comments on those scenes?
um, I thought it was kind of weird and didn't notice, those weird face huggers there. I mean, it's literally alien life. I thought it was really cool how the way he rebooted Andy like started like to reboot. It was really cool. And I like to give some credit to H.R. Giger for inventing those biomechanical creatures such as the alien,
Yeah.
the face hugger. He deserves a lot of credit. He was originally an artist and he didn't even do like movie stuff. So that's really cool.
Yeah, yeah. But in this film, they have more face huggers than xenomorphs. And I think that's actually a good thing because I think it's the most terrifying part. But we watched a review when, some guy was like, there's more face huggers than xenomorph. And he sounded like that was, kind of disappointing because people want to see the xenomorph. But what did you think about that, Nelson?
I forgot to say. So the like sexual thing, it's very intentional. The phallus, the vaginal imagery. It was very intentional, made by E.J. Giger. I think I saw something Ridley Scott say in the first movie. They wanted to make it like scary for men to be like how it felt to be raped or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought it was kind of Sorry.
No, go ahead.
So I thought it was kind of weird that like it impregnated a woman, but that thing was meant for men, you know?
Yeah. I mean, we all know, like, you know, the face hugger could do it to anybody. I think what's good about this film is that they try to do new things with the alien universe, right? So, like, we see more of the face hugger. We see people be able to fight face huggers. We see ways people are able to, like, be in the same room with the face hugger and not get face fucked. You know, so I like that in this film they try some new different things, but yeah, it is terrifying because the face hugger does rape men. Like, it will rape you. Like, it don't care. So yeah. Akdi, any comments?
No. I've said my piece about that part. I mean, I don't know the universe that much, so.
Okay. But yeah, shall we pick up in the story? Akdi, you want to do the honors?
Yeah, so basically they escape most of the face huggers, but one gets in and gets Navarro in the face, and yeah. And we don't know like if she's alive or not, but she's still breathing, but they don't know what to do with it because if they do anything, the face hugger will kill and choke Navarro. So they're asking Andy, and Andy also doesn't know because he says like my android is not like that updated. Then they bring back the half android, like the android that's cut in half that was already in the ship, and he's trying to explain what is happening. And yeah, he basically like says, I'm not sure like what he explains because I'm a bit confused. I don't know the universe, but he basically says that they were trying to make the alien, right? And then it sort of turned on them.
It's something like that. Like, number one, the guy wakes up, the android, he's cut in half because he points to the ceiling and they see that there was the alien right there that basically, you know, killed everybody on the ship. And he looks at the girl and says, you can't save her. You can only run. Run for your fucking life. Yeah. Basically he says, yeah, we picked up this alien piece to like study it and things like that. And it basically killed all of us. That's what he says.
Yeah, and I kind of found it like very Gen Z and funny that he was telling them like what was happening and you know what will happen and basically giving them information, like vital information. And Bjorn was like, "Shut the fuck up! We don't want to hear your story." And yeah, like he basically like shuts the only person who knows, you know, anything up. And then they decide to freeze off the face hugger off of Navarro's face. And then like this whole big like penis comes out of her mouth and yeah, I don't know. I guess like it was creating something in her, like a creature that's similar to it.
Yeah, which I thought was very interesting. I thought that was a really cool idea because I've always thought that once the face hugger gets on you, like there's no way to get it off. And once again, I think this film does a lot of cool stuff on trying to like build on how to fight against the xenomorph, you know? But, man, that face hugger looks so real. Like, I'm looking at the film right now and, like, the way it moves and stuff, I'm just getting creeped out. Just looking at it.
Yeah, it was very creepy. Like, when that scene happened and it got out of her, like, whole body and stomach, I guess, I felt that in my stomach, you know? And it was like, damn, like, that's so gross. Like, how do you live with yourself after that?
Yeah. Nelson?
But, sorry, I go ahead, Nelson.
Did you recognize that it was the same model as Ash from the first movie?
Same model? What do you mean?
So, there's like models, right? There's multiple Andys, there's multiple Davids, more or less, and there's multiple Ash or something of that thing. So, the actor is the same actor, but the actor is dead. So they use the AI to bring the actor back to do Murdoch, I think his name here.
Yeah, that's absolutely horrible. Like, that's so whack to like use AI to use dead actors. I didn't know that before, and if I did know that, I would be disgusted. Like,
well,
Yeah, go
His
ahead.
family authorized it, and they were quite happy because they felt like in his latest year he was shafted by Hollywood, so they quite liked it, and they gave permission.
Okay. Akdi, do you want permission for me to use your voice if you just so happen to pass?
No, I don't. I'm not giving you permission. Once I'm gone, it's done. Okay, like that's how life is.
Yeah.
You know, a cycle is gone, and yeah, like maybe it's okay to remember, of course, but I don't think like this. You know, I don't know. They could have dedicated the movie to him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that would have been nice. But for me, this is creepy. Like, then what's the point of having real actors?
I know that they were trying to like tie the two films together because this takes place after the first Alien, right? But what they could have done instead of like using the face of the actor, they could have like had like an android face just talking, right? Just a robot face instead of the face of a human. That's just my opinion. But Nelson, what did you think about that? Like using a dead actor with AI?
I mean, if the family is okay with it, then I guess I'm okay with it. I guess if it wasn't without out permission, then I wouldn't like it.
Yeah, but think about, man, like we have a whole generation of actors that might never get shine because like we can now use Leo's face forever. Like we're going to be in like 2075 still seeing like Leo leading man on screen. Like the fuck?
I hope
Yeah.
You hope?
that no, I hope that if something like that happens, right,
Uh-huh.
that people, I really hope people won't watch these movies and there'll be some pushback. But if there's like a cameo or something, I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
I think
mean,
we're not,
his character wasn't as, like, cameo. I feel like he had somewhat of a, you know, side character.
yeah, he's
It's
a
true.
central part of the film. Yeah. I think we're not that far away from them making full films out of AI that look realistic, not like anime or something like that. And that opens up a whole new can of worms, you know?
Yeah, I think I would be very pissed, like, if they made Joker 15 with, like, Heath Ledger's face. You
Oh,
know? That would be so bad. And then they would make it, like, really bad as well. Like,
oh,
the film would suck, and that would just suck overall.
yeah, yeah. Please, let's not do that. AI will be the death of us.
Yeah, it kills the entertainment. Come on.
Definitely, definitely.
But, yeah.
All right, you want to pick up in the story?
Yeah, so basically so after like they save Navarro,
Mm-hmm.
the half robot guy tells Andy that like, look, man, these humans are emotional as fuck. And you have to like get them out of here and you must help them escape. But
Uh-huh.
then just as that happens, Bjorn is like attacking Andy
Mm-hmm.
because he thinks like, you know, he's teaming up with this half robot guy.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Andy basically says like, you know, you can, you know, this time I can help, like you're not going to see me as a child. And Andy basically locks who is
Rain.
that? Tyler
Rain.
and Rain
Yeah.
together, and then he makes Bjorn and Kay and Navarro get away into the
Mm-hmm.
ship.
Yeah, well, Andy's trying to like chase them from getting on the ship because Bjorn and Navarro are trying to escape, right? And Bjorn is trying to save Navarro because they're family, right? If I remember right, Bjorn and Navarro they're related by adoption, which
Yeah, they're
isn't
like
clear in
stepsisters
film,
and
but it makes
brothers.
more sense now that it's explained, like when you read it, right?
Yeah, yeah, I didn't get that in the beginning for sure.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, so Andy is unable to catch them, and then Bjorn gets on the ship, and she, you know, is like, I just need to get out of here. And Kay's like, what's wrong? What's wrong? And then Bjorn starts feeling Navarro starts feeling some shit in her chest, and then she pulls out that X-ray thing behind her back, and then we see like the face fucker baby is like trying to come out of her lung. Oh God, what did you think of that acting?
Yeah, that was horrible. And this is the beginning, but after this, felt so bad for Kay. Like,
Uh-huh.
this poor little pregnant teenager is going through so much. Like, she's seeing the worst of deaths. And,
Mm,
like, you know, because Rain and Tyler are not there, they're, like, just chilling. They're
mm-hmm.
not chilling, but, like, I feel like Kay just saw everyone die.
Yeah.
And she's pregnant at the same time. I don't know why she's not puking left and right.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was horrible. Like the way she blew up and like the blood was everywhere. That was just gross.
I don't know, Nelson, if you noticed this, but when the chest popper came out of Navarro, it came out kind of crooked, not like how like the other chest poppers have come out in other films. And I thought that was because maybe they took off the alien, the face hugger from Navarro, like before it finished the job. I don't know. Did you think that too, or no?
No, I didn't. The only thing I noticed, it looked like very albino, very white.
Uh huh.
Can I make you guys the question?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Do you guys think that Rain had her first sexual experience with Andy?
What?
Ew. Andy has her father's personality. That would be
No. He coded the Andy. He's not like his father.
Yeah,
yeah,
but
but
yeah, go
still,
ahead.
I don't know. He says the same jokes as his dad. Like I feel like that would have been gross, but it's the future, maybe she was desperate.
I think Rain might have been asexual, right? Like she just might not have been like, worried about sex or anything like that. I didn't get any hints like they fucked. None at all.
She looks like she fucked the other guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I was
Well, yeah,
feeling like Rain and Tyler.
yeah, Tyler is her ex-boyfriend technically, so maybe she slept with Tyler, but I don't think she slept with Andy. And I don't think Andy has a penis.
Nah, come on.
What would be the point of her dad leaving her a whole man with a dick? Like, all right. Like that don't make sense.
Yeah, I don't think still in like year 2140 it wouldn't be the case.
But Andy can use his fingers and mouth.
Okay, that's a good point. That's a good point. I think possibly it could have happened, but I didn't get any of those vibes. And plus, Tyler is established to be her ex-boyfriend, but even though in the film they don't look like they have any chemistry either, too. So, do you
Wow.
think so, Nelson?
I mean, why not? Like, growing up, you're experimenting, you're curious. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
So she used him like a dildo, like a vibrator.
Is that why he always had like this weird look on his face because he can't explain what he does?
Yeah, like he was abused.
Because Andy always has like this confused look, like, what is my purpose?
Yeah, because Rain used to tell him, yeah, do that vibrating thing you do with your fingers.
Oh my god.
That's gross. Okay, let's not talk about that. This movie is already too sexual with the face huggers.
Yeah, I mean, it becomes less sexual after that. But I have to say, Akdi, like when you found out that Kay was pregnant, did you feel like, okay, she can't die, or she's not gonna die? Because, it's an American film. No matter if it's a horror film, pregnant ladies don't die in American films. Did you think that?
Yeah, a little bit. I thought like basically she wouldn't die, or she wouldn't die and she would be like the next generation,
Yeah.
like the person who gives birth to the next generation. I even thought she might be the only one who would survive.
Yeah, because she's the pregnant girl. Like, anytime you see like an infant in an American film or a pregnant woman, they're not going to die.
Yeah.
But Nelson, did you think that too, or you were like, no, she's gonna get clapped.
Do you remember when she said, "I hope my son sees the sun"?
Mm-hmm.
I thought, like, in my mind, I thought she was gonna birth somehow like a mutant baby, and the mutant baby was like before it dies, it will look at the sun like in a glorious shot, but that didn't happen. So
that would have been interesting. I thought it would have been interesting. Well, we're gonna get to that, but when Kay does give birth, it would have been interesting if like the xenomorph like wanted to protect Kay at all costs, because it's still mother. But I don't know. Acting?
Yeah. Should I continue?
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically because the captain is dead, Navarro, her chest exploded. The ship crashes into the main ship that Andy and Rain is in. And also the half robot calls Andy. Basically Andy shows up and says, "I heard you were calling for me." And he tells him that, you know, his mission has changed. Like, he's been updated, and now his mission is not to protect Rain. But we don't.
You know, he said it's to do now what's best for the company.
Yeah. So yeah, that happens, and then it from the ship. I guess Bjorn is like falls down to the main ship, and Kay is like trying to get out and find her way. And at the same time, Andy tells them like, okay, the only way we can move around the ship is that, you know, we have to adjust our body temperature because that's how facehuggers know you're there. And you cannot feel like basically any like stress or that anything that would increase you sweating or anything like that.
Yeah. Also, before that, because the ship collided into Remus and Romulus, now they're in faster impact towards the asteroid belt. So they have like only like an hour left until they all die.
Yeah. And basically, Kay is like wandering around, and she's seeing like these weird and like aliens. And there's one alien that looks like a vagina. You guys didn't see that? That's totally a vagina.
No, she's talking about the one in the wall when Kay is like walking down this hallway and she sees the alien sack is on the wall.
Yeah.
She's a vagina. Anyway, so yeah, Bjorn is there, and he tells, you know, he shuts Kay's mouth, but then he tries to basically use the freezing electric weapon on the vagina, and he like sticks it in, and all these like goo is dripping down.
And the alien is like screaming inside like, ah!
Yeah, but then the alien basically like shoots toxic cum at him and melts his face off.
Yeah. Toxic cum, toxic blood. It like stabs him in the eye, and then like Bjorn is like falling on the ground, and the toxic blood and cum is like dripping on his face and melting his skin until it like lands on his chest.
Yeah, it has like an internal like explosion and basically like dies. Yeah. And that's when, I don't know, you guys want to talk about that scene?
Well, that's when like the xenomorph is coming out of the shell, and you know Kay is trying to like run from it and close the door, but she doesn't have the key. So she calls up her boy, right, Tyler, on the trip, which makes me think now, did Rain break up with Tyler because Kay got pregnant? Like what? Okay. Anyway, but yeah, so Rain and Tyler and Andy are like walking through the xenomorph hallway, you know, trying not to sweat or scream. And then Tyler gets a call from his boo thing, and Kay is like, please help me. And he doesn't say, shut up, bitch, I'm trying to live. He's like, you know, telling her the key is right there. And this girl couldn't see the key that was right on the floor, trying to get this man killed. So, yeah.
Yeah, I have to continue because this is like just stupid. So she basically finds the key and opens the door and falls down into a pit. At that point, I was like, girl, you're dumb.
But then again, the xenomorph is that terrifying. Like, low-key, if I saw a xenomorph in real life coming out of a giant vagina on the wall, I'd probably do some stupid shit too. Literally jump out the window.
There is no window. It's a spaceship.
I would jump into outer space if I saw a xenomorph.
Wow.
Like, Nelson, any comments?
Just so before I start, can I make you guys another question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Why is they name it like the ship Romulus and Remus? What's the symbolism behind that?
I mean, we know Romulus and Remus were like the founders of Rome, two boys who sucked on the teat of a wolf. And then they, you know, I believe Romulus killed Remus to then found Rome, right? But they were raised by wolves. Maybe there's a deeper metaphor there if you really want to think about it. I don't want to spend too many brain cells on it though, because it's the Alien franchise. It's the Alien universe. It's not that deep for me. But what do you think?
I didn't get it either.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's the story, sorry. But if that's the story, it's like sort of the same story. You know, you said Romulus killed Remus, right? So it's like, yeah, aliens killing, or AI trying to plan to kill humans.
Yeah. I mean, the Alien franchise or the premise of each Alien film is about, the survival of the fittest, right? Are humans really still the top of the food chain if we meet a fucking robotic biomechanical alien with, acid blood and that will fuck your face? Like, can we still survive? And so far, after like 5 or 7 movies, whatever, we're still winning. We're still on top. Go humans. Right? So
Yeah.
if you want to read more into it, maybe it's about the competition because Romulus and Remus were competing, as, 2 brothers and Romulus came out on top. Maybe.
Yeah, I thought that when I don't know the name of the pregnant girl, when she met Bjorn or something, it gave the vibes like he was the father of the baby. She even said before that that the father was like some asshole or something.
Right, but we have 2 assholes in this film. We have Tyler and Bjorn. And my theory is that Tyler is the daddy.
Wait, isn't Tyler her brother?
Yeah.
Wait,
Tyler
Tyler's
is
her
her
brother?
brother.
Yeah.
Okay, then never mind. Then maybe it's Bjorn.
No, but Bjorn is their cousin.
Oh, what?
Bjorn is their cousin.
Oh, that's not bad. You can fuck your cousin.
Yeah.
You guys are
And I
something
thought
else.
Bjorn was like, and I was very satisfied and frustrated when Bjorn died. Because
Uh-huh.
after all, the pregnant girl just stared there looking instead of going away. She stared like, ugh. And then Bjorn, after he gave like the shock, the black thing came out, and he was like, oh, what is this? Then like surprise, surprise, he got stabbed with it. And
Yeah.
when he had already seen that the thing like it was like the acid like burned even through like iron, right?
Yeah.
But instead of like trying to like, I don't know, like roll away or something, he stayed right beneath it. So he died like a moron. He lived like a
Yeah.
moron. He died like a moron. And
Yeah, they don't make Bjorn a very sympathetic character. Like when he
yeah,
dies, everybody's sort of like cheering, like "Get him, alien! Fuck that guy!"
like that guy.
Like,
And the
yeah,
pregnant girl, she was really stupid. She was compromising her own brother. It's like, could you imagine being like with the Tyler guy? You're like, come on, man, just shut the fuck up, man. I'm just trying to go away. Fuck you and your sister. You know what I'm saying? And and when she ran away, she didn't even close the doors. She left the doors open. So when she fell and and hit her belly, I was hoping her baby died.
Oh wow, oh, that's a bit much. That's a bit much. I got a lot of sympathy for Kay because low key, I'm gonna say this: Kay's hella cute. The person who plays her, Isabel Merced,
She's all right.
she's a baddie. She's a baddie. She's a Gen Z.
Simon, you're giving Diddy vibes. Stop.
She's legal. She's legal. I'm not that old. I'm not that old to give Diddy vibes. She's probably like only maybe 7, 8 years younger than me.
Okay, please, still. This is, if we're talking about a Gen Z movie, it's like, don't say fine.
No, she's cute. She was born in 2001. Okay, maybe that is. Yeah, she didn't remember 9/11. Okay.
Yeah, that's
And
what
Bjorn had a
Lemon
stupid accent. You guys remember the stupid like Cockney accent that Bjorn had?
Yeah, a lot of British accents in this thing.
What you were 24 like? Who's an alien? Thank God he died, man.
Bro, the fucking alien. Got a Cockney slang.
that was hilarious. Anyway, I'm continuing with the story.
Okay, all right, please.
Yeah, so basically, Andy, Tyler, and Rain are trying to get to where Kay is because they
Yeah.
talked on the phone thingy. And Kay is also trying to like get away from what's the creature's name?
The xenomorph.
Xenomorph. And basically like she's crawling and Xenomorph is right on top of her, and there like I felt her fear, because that part she acted very nice and she was sweating, and yeah, like the Xenomorph was right on top of her.
Yeah.
And yeah, basically, and at the same time, Rain, Andy, and Tyler are running through the corridor where a lot of facehuggers are. And facehuggers are chasing them, and they get to this like safe zone where Andy like almost left Tyler out. And Tyler gets in like the last minute, and Rain is like, you almost left him out. And Andy was like, I got him though. I didn't though. So like
Yeah.
Andy is like a bit bitchy at this point. Like he's a bit sassy.
Yeah. He's
Uh,
become like, like all the other androids in the alien universe. Like they're like, no, he had a 37.2% chance of survival. I didn't lose
yeah.
him. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
like and like for me as the audience, because we see Andy be so cute and caring towards Rain, I
Hmm.
wasn't sure if he's like 100% evil at this point or
Hmm.
had like, other motives at this point.
Yeah.
And it was sort of like in the middle. But basically, Kay sees Tyler, Rain, and Andy from the other side of the door, but the xenomorph is right there about to kill her.
Hmm.
And they ask Andy to open the door, but he doesn't because he says, if I open the door, we could all die.
Yeah.
And he basically doesn't. Rain gets very upset. He slaps Andy. And at that point, Xenomorph takes away Kay. We don't know what happens to her. And Tyler is like going crazy, of course, because that's her sister.
Yeah. And I was wondering how the xenomorph took her away. Did he like stab her in the armpit and like lift her in the air? Because that's a horrible way to get picked up.
Yeah, I think it was like with his tail or something.
Yo, what do you think a xenomorph smells like?
I don't know, like saliva, like dog saliva.
You think a xenomorph smells like dog saliva?
Yeah. What do you think?
I think it smells like wet grass and like the inside of a cockroach.
Ew, what does inside of a cockroach smell like? I
I
don't
don't,
know.
I don't know, but I just imagine like if you just cut in half a cockroach and like just had the white parts hanging out, like, and then put that in wet grass, that's what a xenomorph smells like.
Oh, that's very specific,
Yeah.
and I can see that. Yeah, I can see
Yeah,
that.
but saliva is also a good one because it seems to always be drooling.
Yeah. What if it smells like car air freshener?
Wow, that'd be crazy. Like the xenomorph smells like hella Turkish.
Oh,
Simon.
Merhaba. I'm sorry.
You're
What,
silly.
Nelson, what do you think a xenomorph smells like?
like a car battery
Mm.
and a kebab.
What? Guys, why are you comparing xenomorph to Turkish men?
I'm not comparing it to Turkish man. You said if it smells, hella fresh. What if it smells good? It's like, okay, who are the best smelling people?
Overly best smelling.
Yeah. No, it probably smells like the inside of a car engine. That's a good comparison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, so continuing on with the story,
Yeah.
basically now Rain questions Andy's motive and she says like, what is your purpose now? And Andy says like, my purpose is what's best for the company.
Mm-hmm.
And basically I'm gonna get you guys out of here and then I'm gonna take this thing to the other planet that they came from. I
Yeah,
forgot
to
the
do
name.
tests or something like that. So yeah, they basically make it to like this factory part where they, show that the humans were doing experiments with the xenomorph DNA and they were splicing it with like mice DNA to eventually make a perfect worker, a worker who would never get tired, be super strong, and also I guess be able to fight xenomorphs too. And so, yeah, now his job, as said by the other android, is to, take that DNA sample and back to the planet. Yeah.
So is the new creature they're creating, is it a mixture of all of them? Like it's alien, AI, and human?
Yeah, I think it's, taking the alien DNA and mixing it with human DNA. And they
Simon,
don't want to wait for evolution. Go ahead, Nelson.
did you notice it looked like the engineers from the first movie?
Little bit, yes. Yeah, it did look engineers because it's bald and like, white in the face, Yeah. Yeah. What did you think about that, Nelson? Like the idea of like splicing xenomorph DNA with the human DNA?
Well, just before that, I really liked how Andy finally became like an alpha male and stopped being submissive, and he let that pregnant woman die. Also, I think I don't know if he's pro-choice, but remember they had a sort of like a utilitarian like kind of logic. They kill let two people die to save 10.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, you know, he didn't count that baby on her belly maybe as a person.
Wow.
Maybe, I don't know. And also he liked, she said like, oh my god, how could you do this was like truly alpha male, very red pilled. When she said like, oh my god, how could you leave her die? He was like, what do you mean, leave someone behind? You
Yeah.
know, because she was going to leave him behind. I like, that was so cool.
You
And,
think like you think like they
sorry.
uploaded into Andy like a bunch of like Andrew Tate and like Joe Rogan podcasts? Like that's what
Yeah. Yeah, like Andrew Tate TikToks.
yeah,
Yeah.
just all in his brain now. It's like fuck
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
And I don't know if you guys noticed, they were trying to create like the perfect colonizer,
Mm-hmm.
and when it came out, it was like a big, tall, white guy. You guys notice that?
He did a bit like German. He looked like a German person, yeah.
I know. Yo, I'm done. Low key, this movie hella racist. Low key, Andy's a slave. The perfect colonizer is a big, tall, white guy. When we piece this shit together, this shit low key like the most racist film this year. Yo, I'm done. I'm done acting. Please.
Okay, I'm continuing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Just like he said, they couldn't when they went there, right? And they remember the guns.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They said like, oh my god, look, take these guns, right? And they said, oh
Uh-huh.
no, you can't shoot the guns because we're at the lower level, and if you shoot the guns, it'll create like a vacuum in space, right? Then why put a lab there with the guns at the lower level?
Yeah, that's a good point. But they didn't expect that the alien was gonna pop out. That's the thing. You know, it's not like they were preparing to go to war with the alien on the first deck. They thought they had it under control.
Yeah, but if it's not useful there, why put there anyhow? Why would you put it there regardless?
Low key, I'm surprised there are not more guns all over the ship because, you know, they're in dangerous
Yeah.
space.
Yeah.
But it was kind of racist that, you know, they pick up the gun and they say, all right, let's practice by pointing at Andy.
What? Wow. Yeah, so basically that's
That's
what
true.
happened.
All right, you see that black guy over there? Let's point the gun at him. Put it on your shoulder. You won't miss.
Wow. Yeah, they basically, like, Andy suggests a thing, like, they say, okay, we'll take the guns and we'll try to get to the ship. And they tried the gun on Andy. They're not actually shooting it, but yeah. And at this point, also, like, Rain is whispering, "Where are you, Andy?" And, that was a bit cheesy. I don't know, like, some of the lines were a bit, I don't know, just weird. And sort of, like, forced. But anyway, they basically go into this corridor that is full of face huggers everywhere. And they're like, oh, maybe we shouldn't go this way. And when they're about to turn around...
Well, it technically wasn't face huggers. It was the alien. It captures people and puts them in like this plasma on the wall. And I guess it feeds on them. Yeah.
Okay, I thought they were face huggers,
But face huggers are all over the ship. Like they're crawling through the vents, everything. Like the whole place is infested.
Okay, so yeah. And they're like, yep, let's not go through this road, let's find another way. And then right when they're turning back, they hear Kay. So Tyler, of course, runs towards wherever he's hearing the sound, and they find Kay, and Kay is like sucked up into that, you know, wall alien thing. And there are also a bunch of other people who were there that are dead. And in the video that we watched about this movie, they said those were also the people from other franchises that they created with AI. They were also like dead actors now.
That's hella disturbing though. I'll never get over that.
Yeah. But they basically like pull out Kay there, and Kay is like not really in a good condition, and they have this alien, the thing that they created in the lab, which will make Kay a super woman.
Yeah.
A super worker also.
Yeah.
And they're like questioning, should we put this inside of her because she's about to die? And yeah, they're like, Rain is like, I don't trust him. Let's not do it. Let's just take her to the ship. And they basically like try to take her. They take her to the ship at that point.
Yeah. But as they're trying to escape to the ship, Rain is about to get attacked by the alien, but Tyler's right there and he gets that alien tail right through his chest and he's brought up to the alien and the alien fucks him up. So, yeah.
That scene was very scary because he says, like, he shouts, "Is that all you got, motherfucker?"
Yeah.
And then, like, the alien just opens his mouth and another alien comes out of his mouth and then just, like, rips his face.
Yeah. I thought it could have been more brutal. I thought it would have been great to have, like, Tyler, like, ripped to shreds by, like, a pack of aliens.
Wow. I just think that from the alien's mouth, another alien mouth coming, like, that's crazy. I've never seen that. So I was like, whoa. What the fuck is happening?
Yeah. Nelson?
I think it's too bad. Akdi, she never saw the Alien Queen. They didn't show it in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super cool. It's like, unfortunately, maybe it'd be too much, but yeah, the Alien Queen is really, really cool.
Yeah. By the way, how do the face huggers come if there is no queen? You know?
I don't know.
No idea? Okay.
I guess they just spawned, like, I don't know. I have no idea.
They just spawned.
Maybe they killed the queen and they brought, like, the things down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how the life cycle works. And I thought it was, like, annoying. They went to save his sister, but I get it, whatever. Mm-hmm. And I thought it was cool when he died. He had, like, the trigger, but he didn't decide to shoot because of the vacuum thing.
Yeah.
So he just screamed. So I guess he saved Rain. So I guess he went out, like, heroically.
He went out heroic. Okay. All right. But how did all these other aliens get on the ship, and where were they the entire time? Because when Tyler looks to the side, he sees like 30 aliens running at him. And I'm like, there's no way all these people survived if all of these aliens were just on the ship. You know what I mean?
I mean, maybe it's a really big ship. I don't know. I did thought that too.
Yeah. Yeah, acting?
Yeah, I mean, from my guess, I guess they sort of populated using all the humans that existed in the ship before.
Yeah.
And that's why the humans were, like, up on the ceiling, right? Mm-hmm. But, yeah, it's kind of like, the thing is, like, I think that's just, like, the fantasy of it. Because if you think about it in real life, if you're fighting against something, the facehugger or the big creature, you don't stand a chance. Like, you're not going to outrun them.
Not outrun them.
Yeah,
but you
so
can outrun
I think you just have to take that with, the imagination.
Yeah, yeah. But you can't outsmart them, and the aliens aren't stupid. So the reason they have the guns, even though they can't shoot them, is that they point them at the alien, so the alien doesn't, jump stupid. So, basically Andy and Rain, they get caught in the corner, and they have nowhere else to go, and the aliens are, like, slowly creeping up on them, but they're pointing a gun at them. But then Andy tells, like, a dad joke. Do you remember the dad joke, Akdi?
No, I don't remember that part. I thought Andy just, like, sort of falls down in the Romulus, not the Romulus. The big creature approaches him, and Rain and Kay just leaves Andy there.
No, Nelson, you remember?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, like, basically they were like, they couldn't escape from the ship because I think the elevator was gone and Kay, was going up. And Rain went back down for Andy, right? You remember that, Akdi?
Yeah, but isn't that later?
Oh, that's
after the joke.
Maybe I jumped ahead. Maybe I skipped ahead.
Yeah, first, like, okay, this is what happens. Rain and Kay leaves Andy there because Andy is, like, down and the creature is on top of him. And Rain kind of hates Andy now. And so Rain and Kay goes up to the spaceship, basically, and, Rain tells Kay that's, okay, take this with you and promise me that you will get in the cryopod or whatever it is, and I'm gonna try to find a way back. Mm-hmm. And what Rain does is she's again trying to find Andy and, basically bring him back. Mm-hmm. And that's when all that scene happens, the scene that you're talking about. Yeah,
yeah. What did you think about Rain going back down for Andy, right? What does that say about her character?
I did not expect that because when they left, they show Andy's face and Andy's, like, very sad to think that, Rain left him. So I thought she wasn't really gonna go back for him, but yeah, it was stupid because he is AI and he sort of turned on her, right? Also, I don't think I would have done that, but I guess it's loyal.
I mean,
And
she had her first sexual experience with that guy. Right? There's a
wow.
special bond that they have.
Or she was trying to prove that she's not racist.
Okay.
Either one of them.
One of those. Nelson, any comments?
Did you? Is it just me, or did Andy get knocked out all the time?
Yeah, he was getting slapped around a lot.
Yeah. I thought it was cute, like that she was willing to die for a vibrator. I mean, I thought it was cool. Like seriously though, yeah, it reminded me of like Isaac Asimov, or even the movie, the iRobot movie, something like that.
Yeah. I think that the relationship between Andy and Rain is sort of blurs the line between what is human, what do we care about, because it seems like she really loves Andy, and I think it's like the same way a lot of people love their pets,
Or like a washing machine.
Yeah, well.
Wow. But would you risk your life for your pet when there's like a face hugger outside?
Man, I heard this story about this guy in Brazil. His house was on fire. Him and his family escaped, but the dog was inside. So he ran inside to get the dog, and then he ends up burning alive with his dog.
Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, obviously I would be devastated to like lose my pet. And it doesn't mean that I don't love them, but I'm not gonna kill myself to save them. Sorry. Like, sorry, not sorry.
Okay. But, they go down, like, Rand and Andy are, like, stuck against the wall. The aliens are, like, getting closer. And there's a dad joke that Andy says. Does anybody remember the dad joke he says?
He says, why could, like, something about gravity in the book?
Yeah. Oh, he said, this was the joke. He said, I just read this great book about gravity. I couldn't put it down. Right? I read this great book about zero gravity.
Yeah.
I read this great book about zero gravity. I couldn't put it down. And the whole audience laughed and applauded and roared.
The father was definitely white.
Definitely white. It's super white.
Yeah.
And he had no, I'm not going there. But yeah, so then Rain says, I got it. And so she turns off the gravity in the station, making sort of like the whole movie come like full circle, like when they got on the ship, there was no gravity. So then she turns off the gravity, and then Rain starts busting her gun like at the aliens. And that was actually kind of cool. Like zero gravity, she's like shooting at their heads, making their, tops pop. Shit was sick. I like.
Oh my God, I just noticed the gravity thing, she did it with the gun.
She did it with the gun? She shot it? She shot the button, or I thought she pressed the button?
No, they used the gravity to like survive, and then she used the gun to like put herself down.
To put herself down? What do you mean? Like to float in the air, like in the elevator later?
No, she was already floating through the air, but the acid was coming at her, and she shot the gun to create some momentum, to create some force, so she could like be out of the way. So she went down.
I didn't see that. But yeah, what did you think of that scene, Akdi?
Yeah, it was okay. It wasn't like, because it's the end, all the tension is built up, so you expect something great. But I wasn't that taken aback by it. And, it was like an action scene, so it was okay.
Okay.
And then I was also thinking like, bro, why didn't Andy think of this before? Like, he's supposed to be the android, he's supposed to know everything about it, so that was a bit annoying part.
That makes me think like the androids really don't know what the hell they're doing, but people just assume they're smart.
Yeah, like, I'm pretty sure like he could have known about that. If he knows if the gun doesn't work at that level, then he knows the gun will work if there's no gravity.
Yeah. I thought it would have been cooler. Andy was busting his gun too. Like they go back to back, you know what I mean, on the aliens.
Yeah. Why didn't he have the gun?
Yeah. Any comments?
What?
Any comments? Go ahead.
No, nothing. Just, no.
Well.
Yeah, and I guess like when they are fighting at the same time, we see Kay go up to the smaller ship that they were supposed to travel with, and then when she enters, the creepy half robot guy appears on the screen, and I was like, he's gonna fuck everything up, and yeah,
She put the
I
thing.
Yeah, she put the black, biomass in her neck, right?
Yeah, and I think like they don't show it to us, but basically what the half alien, half AI guy says, your friends died for you just so you can survive. So I think that's why she put the thing on her, because she was like, I have to survive, and this is like a superhuman egg. So yeah, maybe it will save me, and I can survive, and my baby can survive.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, basically, there's this crazy scene where Andy and Kay are like in this elevator shaft, and they're trying to survive this alien. They basically make it out of that, and they make it back onto the ship with Kay, I think, right?
Yeah.
And later on, Rain hears that there's like some problem in the cryo chamber that she put Kay in, and she opens up the cryo chamber and she sees that like Kay is like screaming and her belly is swollen, and then she like gives birth to like this giant egg. And then I think she says to Rain, like, get this the fuck away from me. And then like Rain tears off the umbilical cord, Kay screams, and then like she picks up the egg, but then the egg like falls to the floor because it's like covered in acid or something like that. Is that right, Akdi?
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
she drops it and it
Yeah.
starts like growing.
Yeah, yeah. And then like Rain runs downstairs, but the egg has like hatched. And so they're like, Rain is like, what the hell is happening? Right? And the thing is like fully growing now. Right? And it's like chasing her.
Yeah. And it's became like this weird human / alien thing that's like super skinny, super tall, white,
Yeah.
and looks like haunted.
Yeah. And Kay's, nipples are like lactating like black goo. Right. And and then her alien baby like comes to see his mother, and Kay is like scared of it. And, the alien I think was like getting close to like suck her titty, but because the mother rejected the baby ends up like eating her. And, Kay Rain walks in and sees this, and he's like, what the fuck? And then there's like this big epic fight between like the xenomorph human and Kay, right? Rain. And basically it ends with like, Rain sort of like pushing this alien thing out into outer space, and basically pushing it into like the asteroid belt. There's a final scene where like Rain almost gets sucked into it too, but she fights it at the end. And so that's sort of like the end of the movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at this point of the movie, I'm going to explain it like this. When you have like a really long day, a lot of work, and then you come home, you make dinner, and you take a shower, and you're about to have a glass of wine. And then like you accidentally bump your wrist into the wine glass, and the wine spills, and the glass is broken now on the floor, and now you have to clean that up. This is how I felt. It's like, I was like, oh my god, now she's saved, like she's in her tank top and her shorts without a bra. And then like she has to fight this fucking half alien, half human person because Kay decided to inject herself. Like that was so stupid. Why would you do that, Kay? That was just annoying. But I did like the fight scene. I liked the scene where she was out in the space and just holding onto the ship by the rope. Like that was just crazy. And yeah, it was, I like that part of the scene, but it was just like dragging it for me a little bit.
Yeah. Nelson?
Yeah, I thought the last part of the third act was pretty cool. I thought it was weird the way the Moorcock or whatever, the robot was talking. As if he wasn't about to die, but okay, whatever. And the way I thought he died was a little bit cheesy, but okay. And I thought, I knew something was going to happen because he was too happy. I was a little confused because I thought the cryo thing was supposed to be like freeze them, so I didn't get how like the baby was still like working, you know, still like being birthed. But okay, it's a million days, I guess. I thought it's a shame that the girl died. You know, she could have seen what was going to happen to her body. You know, after the thing, her baby milk was like goo, like black goo. So it's a shame she died or something by being sucked off or something. And then I didn't really like the egg design of the baby. I like the small baby when we see it, but I didn't like the design. It didn't feel like the Ajar Giger designs that we see like throughout the Alien stuff. It felt like something they made up. The creature, when it grew up, it was cool. I thought, you know, it was cool that it didn't really kill Andy, you know, but whatever.
It did kill Andy, right? Like the alien human xenomorph killed Andy, right?
No, he's just like mortally wounded or something.
Yeah, okay. Like cut his neck.
When you have a washing machine and it's all messed up, but you can still fix it, you know?
Okay.
Yeah. Does a washing machine ever really die? Think about it.
No, not at all.
Yeah. And then, I thought the design was, I thought it was weird it didn't have a dick.
Yeah, it didn't have I noticed that. This thing stood up and it had no dick.
It had no dick.
Workers of the future will not fuck. That shows me Andy didn't have a dick too. You know?
I mean, thinking about it, do you think they added Andy like a BBC or like a normal stuff?
No, he doesn't have anything because Wayland designs things asexually.
Okay.
The perfect worker doesn't have a dick and it's 6 foot tall and it has a tail and it's a, you know, xenomorph.
Yeah. I thought it was cool the way she got rid of him. It was really like clever and so forth, but it got a little old because the way they got rid of the xenomorphs is the movie. It was just like throwing into space. So it was like, I think this is the third time it happened. It was very like the first two movies. It was like the same thing, throw it into space, but whatever. And I'd like to ask you, what did you think? What do you prefer, this like hybrid thing, or the alien queen, or even the engineers?
I think the engineers are hella cool for some reason.
Better than the alien queen?
I just think that the engineers are terrifying because we don't know much about them. And they seem to be hella smart and have like their own culture or civilization that's deeply tied with the alien. So they understand the alien for what it is. And they possibly have made something even worse than the alien. Right? So I think the engineers are hella cool. And I wish they did more development with them. But, I thought it was a cool ending. I liked it. You know, I thought it was a fitting ending for a movie that's trying to be, you know, close to the original Alien, but also try some different things.
Yeah,
I liked how in this film, you know, we see a lot of face huggers. We have new ideas on fighting the aliens and being with them. And, also like, you know, the human xenomorph. We didn't see that before. What the film could have done better was build on those relations between the characters. But I think the inherent, you know, problem with the Alien franchise is that, you know, the way this film has to work is somebody has to get impregnated by that thing, right? Very quickly. So there's not enough time to like develop, you know, a character because somebody has to get face fucked, right? So, like overall, it was a cool film. I give it like a 6. It's a 6 film, good action film, good part of the story. I'm not, you know, gonna bash on it too much. That's how I feel.
I forgot to say that it ended just like Prometheus and Alien 2, kind of, with a girl and a robot. Just that, I forgot to say, sorry.
Yeah, that's alright. Alright, Akdi, any final scores, final comments, final review?
I mean, I have to say I enjoyed it too. Like, you know, alien stuff is not my thing specifically, but I like the jump scares. I like the, you know, the graphics and everything. And acting was okay. The story was fine. It wasn't exceptional. I'll give it a 7.
Yeah? Okay. Alright. Nelson?
I really enjoyed the movie. I had a good time with the movie. I think it's the right step into a right direction after Alien Covenant. I thought Alien Covenant almost ruined the franchise, but I think this was a good step forward. I like the acting. The set design was super duper cool. I like the new stuff they added into the lore. I like that they brought back into the. You guys didn't like it because it's the actor, but I like they brought that machine, the android that was broken from the first movie. I thought that was really cool. And the soundtrack was alright. I would give it a 7.5.
Okay. And I just gotta ask this question. I've been thinking about this the entire review. Who would win against the Xenomorph from the Marvel Universe? I really think Venom got a shot. Carnage, Venom, one of them.
I don't get it.
The Venom, from the Marvel Universe.
Like in a fight?
Yeah, in a fight.
Like one xenomorph or like a hive of xenomorphs?
Let's say one xenomorph versus Venom. One xenomorph versus Venom.
Well, the Venom is like a parasite, so I guess it would just, I don't know, but it's, the xenomorph is like a biomechanical creature, so I don't know, but I guess the Venom would fuse with the xenomorph, so I guess there would be a win.
That would be horrible. That's horrific. That's
yeah.
Absolutely. But I'm talking about like this Venom, attached to the person. What's his name? Eddie Brock, something like that.
Eddie Brock. Yeah.
Eddie Brock versus a xenomorph with the parasite.
That's tough because Eddie Brock, the parasite, it could create like an axe or something, but if it injured it, it would like injure itself. Yeah. But I would say Eddie Brock. I would say the Venom.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think that parasite could handle one xenomorph, but not a hive. Not a hive. Because, just killing the xenomorph, right? You blow it up and the fucking thing explodes acid all over your face. The xenomorph can only attack directly. I think, the venom parasite has more agility. It could bounce around the room and shit. So, yeah, alright. Well,
can I ask you one more question, Simon?
Yeah, go ahead.
Who do you think would win? Like the upgraded Andy or David for the first movie?
Upgraded Andy or David from the first movie? Yeah. I don't remember if David
from Prometheus, not first movie. From Prometheus, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know if David was fighting in that first movie. Was he?
He wasn't fighting, but he was really smart and durable. He survived in the end with his head.
Yeah. If I remember, is that the same David that created the xenomorph?
Yeah.
If that's the same David that created the xenomorph, then he could whoop Andy because he destroyed the whole universe. He created the perfect bioweapon.
Yeah, perfected it.
Yeah, or whatever he did. I don't know if the engineers made it or not, but yeah.
What about Rain and what's the name from the first movie? The main girl, I forgot. Oh my god.
Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney Weaver's character, yeah.
She died, right? Did her character die in this franchise?
She dies in Alien 3, but I don't think that movie's canon.
I see. But, if she was in this film, I think she would have found a way to kill that original xenomorph. Much faster.
Okay.
In the original Alien, didn't she kill it by grabbing a forklift and choking it to death or something? She
killed an alien queen, which is super impressive.
Yeah, but she killed it with some futuristic mech, like a Gundam or something, right?
Yeah.
But they need to bring that back in the Alien franchise. I like mechs. I like mechas. Let's bring that back. Gundam Wing versus Alien Hives. All right, this has become nerd talk.
Can I recommend the next movie?
We got one from Women Slayers, Killing Fields, 1987. But what is it? What do you want us to watch?
If you like mechs, Pacific Rim. Have you watched them? Have you seen that movie?
I've seen the first Pacific Rim, yeah.
I didn't forget it. Yeah, this is the only good one. Ghost in the Shell, 2017.
Is that the one with what's her name? Scarlett Johansson?
Yeah, the whitewashed
version.
Yeah.
Isn't there a TV? Isn't there the anime version? We could do an anime.
I'm a big fan. I'm as a passion project. I'm rewriting the 2017 movie. I'm a big fan of Ghost in the Shell. I've seen all the animes, the movies, but I don't think you guys would like the the anime movies. But the anime series, you guys would like maybe.
I remember watching Ghost in the Shell on Toonami or Adult Swim way back in the day, and it was hella complicated. Very
Yeah,
complicated.
it's very heady.
Yeah. But what was I gonna say? We should watch Akira, low key, if we're gonna do an anime.
That's one of my favorite movies actually, Akira.
Yeah, I've never seen
It's
it.
a little slow. It's a little slow, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, it would be good to just bring an anime in here. But yeah, we could check that out. But I forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah, but no, we could do that. So what's your recommendation? What's your final one?
For now, it's Ghost in the Shell 2017 as like an intro for the anime
Scarlett
stuff.
Johansson one.
Yeah.
I felt like that didn't get good reviews at the time.
It didn't.
Does it?
But it's not that bad. It's not that bad, actually.
Okay.
Oh, I think it's better than iRobot.
It's better. Nah, iRobot go hard.
Come on.
That's one of Will Smith's best movies. That's one of Will Smith's best movies, low key. That was that's special. But all right. But Akdi, any last comments?
Nope, I'm just letting you nerds talk.
Okay. All right.
I'm joking,
all right.
but I would love to do an anime review, actually.
Yeah.
I like the ones that we watched, but we didn't review them because we watched them way before.
Yeah, we watched like Coco's Crazy Journey, right? Something like
Ghibli
that.
movies.
And we also saw
Yeah.
Spirited Away, right?
Yeah.
Those I think are anime classics. We also saw the one that's supposed to be one of the saddest movies of all time.
Firefly Graveyard or something.
Grave of the
Graveyard.
Fireflies.
Yeah, we saw that too. And yeah. So, but anyway, this has been episode 86, Simon and Akdi movie reviews, Alien Romulus. Shout out to Nelson for joining in, and everybody's welcome to join in on these conversations. We love talking with different people about different films. And if you have any film you want us to review, put it in the comments, and we will try to get to it as much as we can. Killing Fields is up next, so don't worry. Women's Slayer, High Seaman, we're gonna get to that. And yeah, y'all be easy out there. Peace.